It's finally here. At long last, chapters 75 and 76 of School Live are finally out. Hello, Internet. Welcome to my live reaction for School Live chapters 75 and 76. When we last left our heroes, shit was going bad. Just to count everything off, Miki had been bit by Zombie K. The military showed up, and then something bad happened to them. I was a little vague on what exactly happened to the military. But one of the military guys told Miki as he was dying that the nuke was coming in 2 days. And so now Yuri is going out to try to find a radio to get Randall to try to make Randall stop the missile so that they won't all die. And Yuki is taking care of a dying Kurumi and Miki now because things can't go too well. Or we can't have any good things happen to our heroes. So yeah, let's jump right on in with chapter 75. We have a full-on magazine cover here of just the 4 School Live girls, hanging out, remembering happier days. Chapter 75, I'll be back. Just 2 days left. We see the infected Miki. And Yuri's out of the room and has just a broom to protect herself. Not even the Kurumi shovel. I'm not entirely sure where the shovel is. I think Miki took it when she left a couple of chapters ago. But she might have left it behind when she was bit by K. I don't know. But anyway, a couple of zombies are coming for Yuri. Just 2 days until it all burns. This town. All the people in it. Our hopes. I don't care if I burn. And she whacks one of the zombies with a broom. On that day, I let go of her hand. But the others... I think she's referring to Rue's hand, maybe? I'm not sure. I will not let them burn everyone else. And the zombie is on the ground and reaches for Yuri's leg, and it grabs her. But Yuri just smashes down on it with the broom until it lets go. Its head is bloody and super destroyed. And she turns back and sees more zombies wandering the halls. There are too many. Yuki-chan, can you hear me? I guess she hasn't even really left she's still just outside the door. Don't leave. You have to stay there. And Yuki whispers out, Ri-san. Then we cut to Miki, and we see, I think she's dreaming right now, of herself with Kei in some kind of, void. And she's she looks at Kei scared, but she's holding onto Kei's hand. And they see, a doorway of light, that Miki heads towards. And Kei's vanished. And she turns around, and she sees, Kei's facing in the opposite direction of her. And she, moves towards Kei. She, reaches her hand out, and Kei starts to turn around, and Kei smiles. And then we're still in the dream, we cut to the roof. And Miki is holding a pistol. Yo, Kurumi is there. And Miki looks at her, Kurumi-senpai. And Kurumi sits down with her. What's the matter? Is something the matter? What's that supposed to mean? And they both kind of, pause. I did something horrible. I forgot her. Even though I swore I'd never forget. Even though she was so important to me. Right, because there was that little thing going on the way back to Megarigalka, that she couldn't remember something, and that something was Kei. So yeah, she's feeling a lot of guilt over that. So there's a part of me that wondered if this scene was a tiny part of me wondering if this part of the dream was a flashback. But it's definitely a dream. Now, because there was no way she could have talked to Kurumi about this at all. Anyway. But you remember now, right? It's not the same. Kei waited for so long. But I forgot her. As if she never existed. I went and found happiness without her. That's life. At this rate, I'm sure I'll just forget again. It's not just Kei. I act like I'll never forget you and the others. I'm happy this way. But that's just a lie. But isn't that just a lie? That's why I should just end it here. I don't want to lose anyone else. Alright, that's not the right way to go, Miki. And Kurumi, grabs her by the shoulder. It's not a lie. And Miki looks at her. Continuing to live means experiencing pain and happiness. Going from place to place, making new memories, forgetting and then remembering again. All of that is real. But I don't want to forget you. I hope you don't forget. I won't forget you. But living means experiencing new things every day. All the little things pile up. You find something important to you. The past keeps on getting buried beneath. Oh boy. I just realized, okay. My thoughts on this dream, at least so far. Kurumi is going to die. Miki will live. Kurumi, it's too late, she's too far gone. She's here telling Miki, move on, live without me. What if everyone except Miki dies? What if this is preparing Miki for a world where the rest of the school life club is dead, and Miki has to make it out on her own? That's scary. I don't want that to happen. But the way that Kurumi is talking about, you may forget the past, but you have to move on. And the past that Miki's referring to right now is the entire school life club, not just Kurumi. I think that everyone except Miki might die. Okay. Fuck. Anyway, you find something important to you. The past keeps on getting buried beneath. Miki again looks away. That's what scares me. It's like Kei, you, the others, you'll fade away. Yep, they are all dead. Everyone except Miki is dead. I'm calling it now. As long as you continue to live, everything stays with you. The truth is, there's so much to life. And Kurumi picks up the pistol, and Miki looks shocked by that. Yeah! And she, flings the gun over the roof onto the ground below. Wait! Senpai, what are you doing? Hey, Miki? Yes? It's okay if you forget. So listen. You will always be my precious Kohai. Yeah, Kurumi at least. Kurumi is super dead. There is no way Kurumi is surviving. And Miki wakes up after that. And she wakes up and she sees Kurumi lying down, and she sees the bottle of water and Yuki's hat. And she looks over and she sees Yuki, who is still standing from the doorway with a stick. I think Yuki's about to try to go after Yuri. Senpai. Yuki looks back. Mikun! The water! It seemed like it worked. Yeah. Oh no, that's Miki. The water. It seemed like it worked. Yeah. And Miki looks at her. Are you going somewhere? Oh, right, because the water has the antibodies that are protecting Miki from further infection. Right. Risan went outside. I see. So Risan, school, and then she starts coughing. Right. School Life Club rule number 4. Club members must always help and support each other in order to have a fun school life. She's gonna go out. And then Miki puts the hat on Yuki. See you soon. I'll be back. Oh no. They're both gonna... Here's my theory now. Yuki and Yuri are both going to die, getting the message out to Randall. Kurumi will die of further infection. But Miki will make it out. I still think at this point Miki's going to be the only survivor. Anyway. And then we see Yuki is now outside with her stick. Risan. She sees all of the zombies. She runs through the school, avoiding zombies, hiding behind doors. And she trips, and a zombie notices her. Oh fuck. She's twisted her ankle with that fall. And she sees the zombies are surrounding her. To be continued. I sure am glad 76 is here already. So let's not even pause. We're jumping right on in. Chapter 76, Though I May Burn. We open in flashback land. We see a building and what I think that's Yuri and Rue. Okay. Yeah, Yuri is taking Rue to school. This is before the apocalypse. Back when everything seemed to be going well. And then there's a translator note that says, that title, I miss Oniyazu Kakashi. I don't know what that means. Anyway. And then Ryu's hat flies off. I'm assuming this is a... Given last chapter, I'm going to assume that this is a dream. You know, because that just seems to be what's going on in this home stretch. And so Ryu chases after the hat and escapes Yuri's hand. She dashes off into the crosswalk. She looks a little taller there than she does of the page before. But maybe it's just a perspective thing. And Yuri reaches out for her. We see the sweat drip down her hand. And Ryu is hit by a car, I think. There's we see blood sprayed on Ryu's hat, and Yuri is horrified, falls to her knees. Everyone is calling 911, recording it, and Yuri's hand starts to fall. And then we cut back to the present or a dream. I don't know. My first thought is, I figured that the real Ryu had died in the apocalypse, right? I think that kind of changes some things if Ryu was dead before the apocalypse, because, I don't know, I feel like that changes Yuri's character in a lot of ways that I haven't quite thought through yet. Because, there was a plausible hope that Ryu had survived when Yuri found the teddy bear in the school and, projected it as Ryu. There was, the hope that, Ryu would still be alive, because there was no knowledge that Ryu was dead. But if Ryu has been dead for, long before, or at least some time before the apocalypse, that does change things. I'm not sure how it changes things yet. I've not thought long and hard about it quite yet. But it does definitely change the dynamics of the Isidore arc. But anyway, we cut back to the present, or the real world, or whichever it is. We see the same, I think there's a deliberate parallel in the sweat on her hand holding onto the broom. And some more zombies are approaching Yuri, and she sees an open door, and she goes to hide in there, and a baby zombie grabs her hand. And she freezes for a second, but she snatches her arm away, and enters into the infirmary. I guess she kicks the kid out the room and closes the door behind her. And we hear the zombies rattling on the wall, on the door, as she keeps on breathing heavily. She's collapsed to her knees now. And she looks at the hand the zombie grabbed and puts it down and kind of curls into a ball, still holding the door closed. The zombies continue to scrape and claw at the door. And she starts to back away, and they tear the door down. It doesn't seem to be a particularly sturdy door. I'm not quite, whenever you see doors in schools and anime, they've always been a little flimsy to me. So sure. Anyway, she then opens a window and starts to climb out of it as another zombie is approaching her. Luckily she's on the first floor, so she can run outside. But the zombies are still chasing right after her. And it starts to rain. I don't quite remember. In the manga, I don't think that the final push before they left the school was not caused by the rain. That was another incident, right? Because I know in the anime, it's the big rainstorm that makes all the zombies come into the school, and that's what kickstarts the climax. So there is a parallel there, if that's what they're going for. I don't know, but it might be because she's running on the wet, muddy ground, and she trips. And what I hope is not a direct parallel to what Yuki did in 75, but she sees a gun. Okay, because that to me is a direct callback to Miki's dream, where Kurumi throws the gun off the roof, and it lands, presumably, on the ground below. Though more likely, it's probably just some random guy dropped their gun when they came in. I don't know. But she sees the gun, and another zombie, a tall woman, it looks like, is approaching her. And she turns around, she's picked up the gun. And the zombie approaches, And Yuri, like, points the gun at this zombie. That's Ayaka. I swear to God, that's Ayaka, right? And she sees this image. I think that it Yuri being not Yuri, Rue being stepped on. Nay. I think that was something Ayaka was that something Ayaka did back in that arc? Because it kind of looks like it. Rue-chan, and that would explain why she's like seeing Rue here, because if that is Ayaka, which she does very much look like in on page 11. Rue-chan, and she like grits herself, points the gun, and I'm pretty sure that is Ayaka. And she freezes up. It doesn't matter if I burn. She points the gun down, and she like grabs who I think is Ayaka by the arm and like tosses her onto the ground and runs away. I let go of her hand, but oh, so she's always been kind of this self-defeatist point because she feels responsible for Rue dying. Maybe. But, and she runs to somewhere, like a dumpster of some kind. If this body will burn... Oh, it's the helicopter that crashed way back when. If this body will burn away, then for her, for every one of her, throughout the world. She has an image of like a bunch of children and, what's her name? Helmet Girl, Sino? Sino, who is pregnant now, we know. For every one of her, meaning like all children, throughout the world. And she gets on top of the helicopter. Yuki-chan! Yuki-chan! And nothing happens. It's not enough. And she points the gun towards the sky and shoots. Oh, I know what she's doing. She's bringing all the zombies to her so that Yuki can finish the job. Because all the zombies hear the gunshots, and they all start to come outside. Yuki-chan and all the zombies leave Yuki alone, and just head out to follow the gunshot. And Yuki can only like look out after them. To be continued in like 2 days. Wow. Okay. So, a lot happened in these 2 chapters. I think there is no doubt Yuri is going to die here. She's full on self-sacrificing herself now. Self-sacrificing herself, whatever. And yeah, she's alone outside. She summoned every zombie in the school to her with the gunshots. And yeah, I don't know if she's going to make it. I genuinely think Yuri's going to die next chapter. I think Yuki's not in a great spot either. I think she could still really easily die because of, the whole twisted ankle. So once the zombies are done with Yuri, they're going to go back inside, and then the same problems will start again. But yeah, God, I don't even... Anyway, let's try taking this piece by piece. There's a lot that these 2 chapters threw at us. Yeah. So, especially, like, throughout these 2 chapters, Yuri's, like, desire or lack of caring about her own life, really colors everything she does. From the opening monologue of 75, I don't care if I burn. On that day, I let go of her hand. 75, like, we didn't know what that meant. I'm really glad that 75 and 76 came together in the end, because it really does, like, Yuri's role in 75 feels like just, like, a prologue to 76. And I would have been really confused by that I let go of her hand if it were not for that horrifying flashback that opens 76. And again, now I feel like I just need to reread the Isadora arc, because, like, how does that color all of her interactions with the doll she thinks is Rue? if Rue has been dead the whole time. Or if she was well aware Rue was dead the whole time. If she witnessed Rue's death in person. If Rue was not killed by zombie, but killed by car. Yeah, it changes a lot. God, but yeah, I talked a lot during the chapter itself, especially my theories that Miki will be the sole survivor. God, yeah. I don't know. These were some heavy chapters, and I really cannot wait for the ending. You know, we have hopefully 77 will come out in fairly short order because it's coming out in Japan on Thursday. And then we'll just have the final chapter in another month. Actually, hold on. Did I see? Okay, for a second there I thought it said November 24th, and I would have screamed. But no, it's October, which is good. So yeah, it's up to Yuki to finish the mission. Even though she can barely walk because of her twisted ankle, probably. We haven't really seen her try to walk on it. Yuri, I think Yuri's gonna die next chapter. I think that's what this is all leading to. Or Yuki will either Yuri will die, or Yuki will abandon the mission, save Yuri, and then they'll lose their chance to call Randall, and then they'll die via Inferno. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling here. I don't know what else I have to say, so I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapters and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye.